If you want better results, you need to learn from people who have already earned the things that you want to earn in life. You see our lives, the fancy cars, luxury real estate, MMA skills, the gold medal. We didn't earn those things by watching internet videos. We surrounded ourselves with the best people we could find, and we took action on their advice.
If you're ambitious, driven, and you want to learn more so you can earn more, you want to join us live Wednesday, March 11th, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Click that link, register now.
If you could have done it by yourself, why didn't you do it already? I always go back to that thought when somebody's like, I'm going to do it my own way, man. All right, if you're going to do it your way, why haven't you done it already? That'll make a bit of sense. It's like, imagine being a doctor and you didn't have any teachers or mentors. You just like, man, I'm going to figure this shit out by myself. You want a surgeon like that? But yeah, you'd literally be better off, whatever ailment you have, you'd be better off to not have that person operating on you. You'd be better off to just live with any ailment, be like, well, if I don't get help, I'm gonna die in a week. And if I get help from this guy, I'm gonna die today. I don't really want an attorney that didn't go to law school. I think law school is kind of, by the way. But I also don't want an attorney that didn't go to law school. So it seems like that's a good, it's at least an indicator of commitment to the craft, I want the best teachers and coaches and mentors I can find. Anything new that I want to learn. You're going to be dead soon enough, man. Like, I want to learn from the best people. It's got to, if you have a good work ethic and great people teaching you, of course you would advance at like 3x normal speed. Like, of course. I always thought that about the black belt topic of like, what the fuck do you think would happen if you had a good work ethic, you had your own gyms, you accomplished other things in the past, and you had the best team in the world helping you, like, how would it be weird that you did that at 3x normal speed? Like, wouldn't it be at least double normal speed? Wouldn't it be at least that? For anything, pick a topic, but anything, like, it's not like a controversial thought. It's like, it's only a controversial idea to a dumb, I literally don't. I think there's nothing actually controversial. It just hurts people's feelings and they want to be like, nah. Like, I think it's just that. It's like, well, if you and I focused on whatever new topic, like, if we wanted to learn to like knit or crochet, and we found some some old ass ladies that've been doing that for 30 years, who were taught by their moms, who were taught by their moms, who were taught by their moms. It's like, wouldn't we be able to pick that up a lot quicker from them than if we tried to fumble around by ourselves, If we wanted to learn to play tennis, like, I don't think I have the best physique for tennis. Not something I'm interested in at all anyway. But like, if you and I wanted to play tennis and we had like Andre Agassi and whoever else and the Williams sisters or whatever, like, could we not figure that out, like, significantly faster than like an average coach or just the average personal trainer at a club or something? Like, of course. When I say things that sound kind of, I sound a little bit of like a jerk, or when I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be around most humans, you really have to protect your mind and your sanity from these poisons. If you go surround yourself with a bunch of people that are like, I couldn't do that. Humans are permeable by the other things in the environment, For anybody here that ever, you can self-identify or not at your own discretion, I'm not asking you to, but anybody that had a drug problem or did had a lot of alcohol problem, some substance abuse problem at that time, almost guaranteed they were hanging out with a few other people that had similar behaviors. almost for sure. You know, if you hang out with 4 drunks, you're going to be the 5th one. If you hang out with 5 junkies, you're going to be the 6th one. It's just how humans are, you know. If you hang out in a room, what did he say when he was hanging out with Dan Henderson and Randy Couture and so on? He's like, that's a tough room. All those guys were, those guys are warriors. Those are some tough guys. So that's a different environment. That you're going to be like the people that you surround yourself with, you know? It's not a choice. You're going to be like the people you surround yourself with. So you really have to protect your brain from, you know, there's these poisons and pollutants of middle-class rituals and averageness. And I know that sounds very off-putting and snotty to some people. If I say that online, then somebody in the comments like, you jerk doesn't want me to spend time with my own family, you know. It's the holidays, piece of shit. I do whatever you want, bro. You do whatever you want, but there's consequences for that. If you're spending time with the wrong people, you know, you can't do so without consequences. Your brain's picking up their habits instead of other habits. It made life easier for me. Where I spent the last few years, where most days of the year, I'm with some world champion level person. And our habits rub off on each other. And it makes your life a lot easier. It becomes normative. It becomes normative that, like, you know, yeah, of course I'm going to do the tough thing. Like, you know, we don't even have a conversation about it. It's just like, we know we're going to go do the tough thing. Even the women are that way. Even the women champions are that way. They complain less than some of the men do. So, yeah, it's a different universe of, you know, that it really makes your life a lot easier. And we touched on this earlier with you know, Josh a bit of like, once you build those habits and build the infrastructure that you're in that type of environment, you would never want to ruin that. You'd always keep your word, always do the thing, always show up, always. Never let somebody say, well, there's this one time. Never give them the opportunity to say, well, there's this one time. I just want that to be pristine, just flawless. Doesn't mean I'm a perfect person. Doesn't mean I felt like it. Doesn't mean I wanted to. Doesn't mean I don't have my own little, you know, mental health day where I'm like, of course I do. Of course, occasionally I'm like, so, all right. If I feel that way, how do the other fellas feel? So let's go do the thing then. I don't have to feel super hyped about it, but I could just say it to myself like that. It's like, you know, it doesn't help you to like suppress your emotions. Just experience whatever emotion that you're feeling, but then also be a man and be like, okay, do I want to make emotional decisions going to lead to the best outcome for my future, or are logical decisions and, you know, following, maintaining my habits, maintaining high quality rituals, you know, being logical and reasonable and consistent. What would get you better outcomes? Like following the day's emotions or following a plan that you put together, you know, that's logical and reasonable and you have great momentum. You build that momentum at great expense. Why would you ever want to fuck it up? That's a time to separate yourself. Like, try that for a week, guys. When you're feeling like a little, so, you know, think of the 2 or 3 more things. Say, I got to get 3 more things done before bed. They can be little things. It can be the email that you would have had to send in the morning anyway. So you don't let me send it right now. 2 or 3 little things. Do it before you go to sleep instead of tomorrow. And now you have the capacity to do more tomorrow. And then 2 or 3 more little things at night. Now you're ahead 4 or 6 things by the second day. And do it again, and do it again, and do it again. And like, if you get into that habit, like, you'll see notable improvements over time. If you did that for a week, you probably have enough little anchors in your head to be like, you know what, if I just keep compounding that, it's going to get good better than I thought. It'd be the normative outcome that, like, if I'm doing more than the other guys, if I'm making progress while they're procrastinating, of course I'm going to earn better outcomes. And that does a lot for your confidence. And that's what allows you to approach and that ask, you said that, that's what allows you to ask for something that is halfway ridiculous, but somebody will take you seriously because they see that you're taking yourself seriously. If you're not taking your own goals seriously, how the fuck are you going to ask one of these guys, hey, come train with me, when you're not even showing up for your success, but they're supposed to. How would that work? You know?
If you want better results, you need to learn from people who have already earned the things that you want to earn in life. You see our lives, the fancy cars, luxury real estate, MMA skills, the gold medal. We didn't earn those things by watching internet videos. We surrounded ourselves with the best people we could find, and we took action on their advice.
If you're ambitious, driven, and you want to learn more so you can earn more, you want to join us live Wednesday, March 11th, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Click that link, register now.